Good afternoon and welcome to episode 13 of my daily Courier vlogs. I hope everybody is well and had a good day. Today is Wednesday the 9th of July. Before I go on to what I've done today, I'm just going to talk about one of the good aspects of being a CX only driver. There is some, despite what you might read on Facebook groups and the like. So as owner drivers, I think sometimes we all get a little bit frustrated with the job, cost of paying for the van, insurance and all the necessary expenses, and we all probably have a glance across at paid employee van driving jobs, and I don't know about other parts of the country, but certainly London, South East and the East, there seems to be plenty on Indeed and some of the other job sites, and some of those, £100 a day, we provide the van and fuel, and but they're 6 o'clock in the morning starts, and they want you to work 6 days a week, that sort of thing. And then there's others that perhaps are working for other courier drivers or courier companies, and the wages look quite appealing, but then you perhaps think, going to be long days. And one of the downsides of that, and I've been a transport planner, is you think your day's going great, and it's 4 o'clock, and you're on your way back to the depot, and the transport planner rings up and says, "Oh, do me a favour, Paul, can you just divert 40 miles here and pick this extra pallet up or extra box up?" And you can't plan anything. You're in the in the hands of the transport planner. And of course, there are some good bits. You get a salary. It's going to be the same every month, maybe a little bit of overtime here and there, and you might have a pension being contributed to, and perhaps a health scheme and stuff. But as for us as owner drivers, where I think we benefit, I mentioned on Monday I needed a day off, and I planned for 15 of those days a year, so that was fine. That's one of those 15 days and makes no difference to my profit loss account at the end of my financial year. But today I've had one of them absolutely me days, nobody to answer to apart from myself, and I've really done what I wanted to do. So to clarify that, last night I looking for a job, and there was a job came up from Malden in Essex, which is on the coast just near Chelmsford, not the one in South London, and it was a medium wheelbase van job going to Norfolk, to just outside Holt, near Wells by Sea. And I mentioned the other day, I'm a sucker for coastal jobs. I do love a ride out to the coast. So 103 miles, and I put a price on that of £130, and I got that, and that was for collection at 8 o'clock this morning. So I arrived a little bit early, got there for 7:30, as always, trying to take a chance. The firm had only just opened, so they said to me, "No, it will be about 8 o'clock before we start loading you," and it was all bespoke bathroom fittings and furniture that had been made to go to a renovation house up on the coast. And it was a lovely job. Took 20 minutes or so to load. I was done by 8:15, I think it was, on my way, and it was 3-hour drive. Got there about 11:15. Got the stuff unloaded, no problems there. There's guys on site and got it unloaded fairly quickly. Now up that way, Hull, you can aim back towards Norwich, you can go down towards Fakenham, you can stay there if you want and see what comes up, but it's not the greatest area in the world, and I fancy being a bit lazy. So on the coast, beautiful day, 24 degrees, I'm going to treat myself, and I went to the beach about a couple of miles down the road, down the lane, and found a beautiful beach, 24 degrees, and I spent an hour and a half laying on the beach. I couldn't do that if I worked for somebody. Lovely, bit of sun, nice rest, and even a little dip in the sea. Beautiful. Anyway, I thought I'd better get back up and try and get at it, which I did. I came back a different way rather than going back through Norwich, being the start of the rush hour. I thought I'd go back the other way, down towards Fakenham, and I got a little bit lucky. There was a job came up, small wheelbase, to go to Thetford. I think that's about 25 miles. Got a price on it of £40 and got that, and that was very, very straightforward. One box, back of the van, and very, very straightforward delivery. Sitting there straight into the goods in. And I got £40 for that, I think I mentioned. So that was fine. And then the other thing I wanted to do today, I want to get home and watch the football. England are playing Netherlands in the Women's Championship, and I've mentioned before I worked in women's football, so I know quite a lot of the players on both sides, and I want to get home and watch it. So sod it, I'm going home, and I will be home literally just before 5 o'clock. Make myself a cup of tea, plonk myself down in the chair, and the day is done. Fantastic. And that's the good side of being a CX only driver. You can treat yourself to those days, but it's vitally important that all your budget allows for things like that. And maybe your life expenses. Also, you don't overstretch yourself. And I mentioned that because obvious things like mortgage and holidays. You've just got to get all that right if you're going to be an owner driver, because the bad days will come and the good days will come, and also those days like today where you just want to do nothing and look after yourself. You can have those as well. Anyway, 2 jobs today, 130 and 40, 170. That's just below my target, but I was just over yesterday, so it all balances out. That's it. We'll see what we get tomorrow. Have a lovely evening all, and we'll speak tomorrow. Thanks, Paul.